Presidential candidate John McCain supporters are urging him to find a running mate, and soon. The candidate himself appears to find that a little premature. But as chief political correspondent Carl Cameron reports, the jockeying for the #2 position may have already begun.
At an Exeter, New Hampshire town hall meeting, John McCain went out of his way to praise former rival Mitt Romney.
I believe that Governor Romney has earned a place in our Republican Party, and I think he's part of the future of our Republican Party.
Romney on Hannity Holmes all but volunteered to be McCain's running mate.
I think any Republican leader in this country would be honored to be asked to serve as the vice presidential nominee, myself included.
McCain's not yet begun his search, but is asked about it regularly.
The vice president really has two duties. One of them, in the case of a tie vote in the United States Senate, as you probably remember, then the vice president comes and casts the tie-breaking vote. His other duty is to inquire daily as to the health of the president. And that will be especially true in my case. We'll have a little straight talk.
McCain, who turned 72 in August, would be the oldest president ever elected to a first term. On his plane en route to New Hampshire, asked about what he's looking for in a running mate, he joked about his age.
The prime criteria, obviously, is someone who can take your place, shares your principles, your values, and your vision, and your priorities. I'm sorry, and your priorities. You know what I mean? Yeah, immediately. That's the whole thing.
Do you need to be?
And of course, it's much less a factor given my youth.
Yeah.
On his bus, McCain discounted any bad feelings towards his former rival.
But I don't think there's any lingering. In fact, there's nothing but goodwill between myself and Governor Romney and so many of his supporters, some of whom we just met with.
But the general election ill will from the opposition is just beginning. Protesters greeted McCain in Exeter. The AFL-CIO has launched a record-breaking $54 million campaign against the Arizona senator.
I understand why the AFL-CIO and maybe other unions may oppose my free market, less regulation, right to work. I think we have honest differences of opinion. I respect those labor unions, but I'm sure that those differences are very intense and very real.
McCain was traveling with Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman, the 2000 Democratic vice presidential nominee turned independent, who some think could make a good running mate himself.
He's ready to be commander-in-chief, not just at 3 a.m., but at any a.m. or p.m. 24/7.
A good way to audition for the #2 job is to beat up on the opposition.
Listening to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama talk about experience in a national security crisis is like listening to two chihuahuas arguing about which is the biggest dog. All right? When it comes to national security, John McCain is the big dog, and they're the chihuahuas.
And another former rival will make his debut on the general election campaign trail for McCain tomorrow. Rudy Giuliani's going to hit the trail. The audition stage in Pennsylvania, Brit.